Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am John. I'm with Rock County Jet Ski, watcon.com. Welcome to Watercraft Talk. In today's video, I had a customer of ours, or a viewer, a subscriber of ours, Logan, reached out. Thank you very much, Logan. He wanted to see a video on advancing the timing. So I thought, you know, there's some other guys that have done that, but we'll show you what we do and talk a little bit about it here. And thank you to Logan for the suggestion. I think this is a good idea. So I'm going to start with Kawasaki. What I have here on the bench at the moment is a Kawasaki 750 SX or SXI stator coil assembly, flywheel cover. And to do a Kawasaki, we sell a kit. Comes with a plate here. We get this from PJS. We include a gasket with it, and we put a washer in there. And this is how you advance the timing on a Kawasaki. You're going to take, on a Kawasaki 750 or 800 SXR, you're going to take the trigger pickup off, and you put this plate on, and essentially it moves the trigger pickup over, and you will get 6 degrees advanced timing. To do that, you're going to have to grind the corner of this off, file it, or grind off the trigger pickup as it gets very close to the housing here, the flywheel cover. Some of them, I even have to grind on the flywheel cover for clearance. You're going to have to figure that out. Loosen this up. Pull your wires through. You don't want to stress your wires here. You can do damage if you just start yanking on stuff. So manipulate this correctly, lube these wires, pull them through so you have more room to move this over. But that's Kawasaki 750 SX, SXI, and 800 SXR, how you advance the timing on that. And we sell these kits on our Watcon website, watcon.com, under ignition, or the ignition section under timing advance. If you want one, you can order one there. Chris, come on over to the bench here, and we will look at, I've got a Yamaha engine over here, and we'll talk about this. This has an adjustable stator plate. This will be the same for a Kawasaki 440, 550, 650, Yamaha 701. 650 also has a stator plate like this, and you can advance the timing on this by removing the flywheel, loosening up the stator plate screws, and turning the plate counterclockwise. It's slotted here, and it will turn. Now, Chris, if you zoom in over here, we have an arrow on both the cases and on the stator plate. So if you line that up like that, that is stock timing. If you go counterclockwise all the way, that is fully advanced. Depending on your engine's build and your porting makes a difference, the domes that you're running in the head, even what impeller and elevation you ride at, and what kind of gas you want to run. Generally, for a recreational application, I'll go 2 to 3 millimeters counterclockwise. So that would be, you look at that stock mark, and I'll move it. There is on this Yamaha, it's got a little dot there, and that's about 4 millimeters. So I will go back a millimeter, and that's pretty safe, and it's worth doing. A little bit of labor, and you'll get a timing advance. Greatly increases bottom end acceleration and throttle response. It makes it feel really crisp, and it's just a little bit of labor. So we're going to do we'll have an upcoming video here, and we'll discuss more about timing advance and ignition systems, and we're going to spin up a deal I have here, and we're going to do some testing and talk about ignition timing curves. But Yamaha 650, 701, Kawasaki 650, 440, 550, turn the plate counterclockwise, 2 to 3 millimeters, tighten your screws back up, use blue Loctite, and put everything back together. We'll talk a little bit about tools maybe and how I got this apart. On this one, I had a hard time. I had to use my impact driver, which you smack with the hammer and on the screws to get those loose. They are Loctited in, and they were very tight. Flywheel. Let's talk a little bit about the flywheel. This is the flywheel that came off from it. And if you're not familiar, when you're putting the bolts in here, as you can see, they come all the way through. And if you put them in too far, you run the risk of, you will hit the stator coil here. You can hit your stator, your lighting coil or your pulsar coil and do damage if you put your bolts in too far. So it's important to just, now again, I've had this puller for so long and my bolts are just kind of dirty, and I can just tell by the threads when to stop. So I just kind of go in until it's on the clean threads, and I know that that is now not sticking through. If you're unsure, measure how thick this is here with an awl and put some tape on your threads or something so you don't go in too far. Very important to not drive your bolts in too far. Another thing I'll show you, and I see all too often, and I'm going to exaggerate this. It's really important to put your puller on straight. So I've got this is big time exaggerated, but if your puller is like this, you're not pulling straight. It is important to have your bolts all at the same distance, either, bring them in or out to adjust it. And again, being careful not to go too far in and do any damage. But what I do is I put them in and I'll roll the motor over and I watch this here. And if this is wobbling like this, it's not on straight. It's cockeyed. So keep adjusting bolts until when you turn your motor over, that this is dead straight. And then now you're pulling dead straight and your flywheel will come right off. I got this one popped right off. I didn't have to use any heat or anything, and it just came off like butter. So there's a quick video on timing advance. Thank you again to Logan for that. I'm glad he's watching, and I'm glad you guys are reaching out. We sure do appreciate it. If you like what you saw, please hit the subscribe button, as it helps our channel. Like, tag, share, and follow, as I always say. When you're out and about, or even more so importantly on the internet, please be nice to each other. That's it for today. Summertime's coming, and the next time, hopefully, we'll see you guys out on the water.